Hey guys, JT here with a live Q&A and first run thoughts on the Arrma Granite 4x4. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes to see who's all going to join and let you guys put your questions on there and get this thing running. So while we're waiting on people to join, I see about 4 people on there. Hey, what's going on, Nathan, Andrew, Jonathan? Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I see a couple of you people joining on. If I get this body on here with one hand, I'm going to do it like this because I'm going to take the body off as well. What's going on, Rainbow, Luke, Donkey's on? What's going on? What's up, y'all? I'm going to do this, and I'm probably going to do this with a couple of what's going on cars. I'm going to do this probably with all my cars if you guys want it. So let me know right now. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, but I think it's going to help as well with you guys asking questions about the car and just getting some of my thoughts on it too, and to be able to communicate with me back and forth as well. So what's going on, guys? What's going on? I see Gerald. I see Brian. Andrew's on. First off, I'm just going to say I drove this car a couple of times. Unless you guys got a question, throw out to me. But I drove this truck a couple of times today, and it ran well. When I first drove it, the slipper clutch was a little loose. I do have to admit that. So it did need tightening up. But since this is pretty innovative, it just took me, I guess, about a minute to adjust the slipper clutch on it. I see one of the questions about what's the runtime on the stock battery, and I'll get to that in just a second too. So real quick with the slipper clutch, it was loose when I first ran it, and I didn't want it that loose either. So that's something you guys may or may not want to check, or you're going to check, but see how loose it is when you get it. So basically, I put in the unboxing several links as well to how to adjust this. And basically, you just actually push this up. And this is spring tension in here. And then once this pushes up past the little pin that you guys see up in there, you just pull it out, and you actually use this tool to stick down in there. And then you don't actually want to push the car forward or backwards. You want to do kind of as the video says, and put your hands on the tires and wheels and the rear ones, and actually on the ground kind of push it forward with your hands, moving the tires and wheels or moving it backwards to adjust it, because pushing it is not going to give you the full effect that you're going to want to adjust the slipper clutch. So that's something that I did for this, and it's something I had to adjust for this. And it wasn't a bad thing. Like I said, when I got it, it was just a little bit looser than I wanted. It did, do the winding for several feet, so I knew exactly what was going on, and I went ahead and tightened that up. So that's something that you guys just want to do. Like I said, it wasn't a problem or anything. Once it tightened up, this thing ran fine. So I did see a question as far as runtime on the stock battery. I got about, I want to say about 9 minutes. 9 minutes or so on the stock battery. It's a 2400 milliamp, but I did charge that battery up, and it did charge to about 2550 or so. So it is a little bit underrated at 2400. So it did charge to about 25 or so. Maybe you might be able to squeeze 2600 milliamps out of there, which is good. Like I said, it's still not bad. And you guys saw the running video with me running it brushed. So let's see, there's a couple more questions coming on. A couple more people are joining. I think I lost a few people as well. Is it a good substitute for a Revo? So I'm thinking, Andrew, if you're still on, are you talking about a Traxxas, the 8-scale Revo, or are you talking about the mini Revo? And that's, there are two different platforms. If you're trying to compare this to a 8-scale truck, I know there is a brushed Revo, if they still sell it. That's an 8-scale one. Then they have, of course, the brushless Revo, and then they have the 16-scale Revo. I know the 16-scale cars do flip over a lot. Not to down Traxxas or anything, but they do flip. I've had one, and they do flip constantly when you start putting a lot of more speed into them as well. So that's just something to consider with the 16 scale one. Now with the bigger one, you start trying to run 6S power and stuff, you will start breaking stuff. So you will need to upgrade to RPM parts, because I did buy one used that wasn't abused, and I did run it for a little bit, but I did have some breakages with it. But to compare it to this, you can't really compare, because they are two different trucks and platforms. Neither one of those are 10 scale. Let's see. I think there's a couple more questions coming through. Oh, let's see. Sorry, guys. There's a couple things coming through as I'm talking about this. So with the stock battery, I got it was about 9 minutes runtime on it, and it just kind of sort of died down. With the LiPo battery, I think I got about 15 to 16 minutes. I didn't time it 100% because I just was going full blast with it, because I know that this, as far as when I've driven it so far, this would be a great gift for a kid. And I'm not trying to upsell or anything, but a kid's going to get out there. They're going to see this thing, big tires and everything, and they're just going to run it, especially with the nickel metal battery. They're just going to run the heck out of it. And they're going to jump over stuff. It's going to flip over. And with the big tires and stuff on it, it can absorb a lot of impact and stuff. I don't recommend them, of course, them run into curbs constantly, because anything can break. But with the way that Arrma has built this thing for you to work on it, it does make it easy to even introduce either kids or people that are new to the hobby, because it's so easy for you to work on and do certain things with it. So let's see, a couple other questions. Let's see. Somebody says switch to brushless. I maybe will down the road. I do want to run this a lot, because I do want to see how long the motor lasts, because this is a new motor for them. And I did with this particular motor when I ran it. Before I ran it, I actually used a little bit of motor oil or bearing oil. I just put like a little drop on this top part of this bushing in there. And then I just like moved the car back and forth just to work some of that oil in there. That's not necessary or needed, and it's not like instructed, but I do that with my brush motors just because I want this motor and the brushes in it to wear in a little bit more even. That helps it to rotate a little bit smoother. I mean, if you really want to get extreme, you can just take the motor out and put oil on both sides of it. After I did run the car, there was dust and dirt in here, so I did clean that out. So you may want to think about getting some kind of dust cover, or don't laugh, but you can put a stocking over it as well to keep some of that dust and dirt out. But I also blew the motor too, so I blew into this end to blow some of that dust out, because that is something that will kill brush motors, or just about any car. If dust and stuff starts getting in there, is dust and dirt and grime getting in there. So I did clean that out some. So as far as brushless, maybe a little bit later on. I do want, like I said, run this a little bit more. I want to see how everything holds up. I haven't had any problems with the electronics or anything. The servo was excellent in it. I couldn't ask for a better servo, especially in a 10 scale brush truck. Didn't have any problems with that. I did get a couple of rocks, because I was running in a very, very rocky area, and there was a lot of big chunks of dirt and stuff. So I did get a couple of rocks that got caught up in here. But as I was driving it, it just kind of stared and kind of flopped out and stuff. I did have to knock one out once, but that's going to happen with any car. I've driven tons of my cars over there, and rocks and dirt have gotten caught up in the steering and stuff. So if you're driving the car in a rocky area and it starts turning to the right, and you can't turn it to the left or right or whatever, it's just a rock or something in there. Nothing's broke or anything on it. So let's see. There's a couple more questions coming through. Runtime on stock battery. I need help. I have questions on the ECX amp. I want to upgrade my amp because it's stock, budget $70. Any recommendations? Yeah, you'll have to see my ECX amp video. I did some recommendations and upgrades on there for that. I kind of want to just stick to talking about this Arrma Granite on this video. Maybe we'll go live again Saturday or something. You guys can just ask me random questions. But right now, I'm just going to talk about this truck here. And then any other questions, we can hit me up on Facebook too and try to ask me a question or two there. And hopefully I'll see your message and then be able to answer you. How does this compare to the Stampede 4x4? I will get to that in just a few minutes. How about that? The Stampede 4x4 I have is a brushless version, so I'm just going to show a size comparisons. It's not going to be fair to compare the two too much because this is a brush version and the one I have is brushless. Now, I did have a brush Stampede 4x4, and I did run that as well. And I do have a friend that's got one. So maybe at some point in time we can get this one out. We can get a Stampede 4x4 brush, the Ruckus 4x4. What's another one? The Red Cat Volcano. There's about 4 or 5 trucks maybe that we can do a run and just compare them with. But I know just off the bat the way this is set up and with all the innovation and stuff and then with the price range, it is going to be one of the better buys. And like I said, I'm not trying to boost it up, but just knowing what this truck is and what it can do and what it has for my running and stuff like that, especially with some of the other cars, is going to be the better buy, especially at the price range of it. And then the part support, you get 2 years part support with this, guys. Is it a good substitute if I do a brushless switch? I'm not sure what you're talking about with that, Andrew. Okay, Brian had to go. That's my RC. What's going on? Ryan, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, slipper clutch can be hectic, but this one actually wasn't. Like I said, it took a few minutes just to pop this. You just push this spring forward, and literally you just put this in there, and then you adjust it with the tires and wheels. It wasn't a heartache. Like some of the other cars, you have to take out several screws and move that, and you have to pull this out, and then you have to, adjust it. Some of them you can try to adjust here, but they give you a little tool. Some companies give you a tool, or you have to use pliers and stuff. And I do not recommend you guys using pliers. You see that is plastic in there to adjust this. But something I didn't include in my unboxing video is Arrma does give you another one of those. So hopefully that focuses in. Woo! So if that strips out, they did give you an additional one of those. And then they also gave you some additional jumpers as well. Sometimes people get this focused in, put this over here. And I've done it before. I'm not going to just say people. Sometimes we lose these little jumpers that are right in there. And I think if you lose them, I have never tried it. It just automatically desets to LiPo mode. But with this, you will have to switch these whether you go run the nickel metal or the LiPo. It does come in the nickel metal mode, so you will have to switch that over to LiPo mode if you want to run a LiPo. What battery did I use in this? So when I tested it on LiPo, what I did was I used this battery here. I got this from Horizon Hobby. It runs about $34 or so. I think it's like $3 or $4 shipped. So this was a good battery. It's a 35C rating, and I haven't had any problems or any issues with these batteries. So this is the battery that I use when I ran 2S LiPo. I do have a 40C and a 50C as well. I have some RC Gear Shop batteries as well, but this is the one that I ran in the first 2S LiPo video. They have a brushless version. I'm pretty sure they will. Now I'll say this because I was looking on Tower Hobbies and looking at a couple things, and I did see the Senton 4x4 brushed. And what I saw was one version that had the wheels that come on it, and then I saw another one that had like a chrome type of wheel. So they may be working on a brushless version, as well. So we'll see about that. What do I think about the new Proline truck? I think it's good. I mean, I don't see anything bad about that truck. Let's see. Proline's way too expensive compared to Stampede 4x4. How does it compare? I mean, it's just as good. I mean, as the brushed Stampede 4x4. I mean, it handles better, especially because of the tires. These tires really make this car handle really good. I mean, I have videos you guys can see that of my brushed Stampede 4x4 running, and it ran fairly well as well. But this car with these tires, it really makes it handle a lot better. Now, if we're just going to do apples to apples comparisons, you have to think about the innovative design and stuff you get with this compared to the Stampede 4x4 brush version. And then also you need to think about the price. This is $239. The Stampede is $299. They both come with batteries and chargers because, yes, this does come with the charger. I didn't include that in the unboxing. I was so happy just to run it. So they both come with batteries and chargers as well. But the tires and just the way this is set up, I mean, some of the things on here just kind of make it stand out and make it stand alone. I mean, these guards right here is something that I just really like, and it just gives it a mean look. And it's got this little side step here. It's also got adjustable body mounts. that you can adjust up and down. So of course you can use different bodies on it. It's going to be a little bit easier to work on as far as certain things go. I mean, it's just a couple of screws to remove the ESC out to get to your receiver. It's a couple of screws to try to move this out. A couple of screws to move this out if you want to change your pinion gear. It's no screws to actually adjust your slipper clutch. It's just pushing this up, bam, and then you're there. And then it's other things like with the shocks and stuff, and it's really beefy. I mean, this thing, the plastic on it is really beefy. So, you know, trying to compare the two apples to apples with the Stampede, at some point you will get new tires and wheels. That's going to be the first thing that you're going to replace on there. So that's 40, 50 bucks. So now you're going from 300 to 350. And this is not to down tracks. I'm just laying the facts out for you because I've had the cars before. And then they both come with a plastic drive shaft here. I ran my Stampede brushed on a very mild brushless system. It was a 3500 kV 2-pole motor, and it ran fine. It didn't run as strong as the VXL version because the motor stuff wasn't as strong, but I didn't want to run it that strong. I just wanted to get a little brushless power in there and see how it ran. So will I do that with this one? Yeah, I probably will. I don't understand that question right there, so I won't even. Oh, this axle's the same size as the PD. No, these are actually a little bit thicker and beefier, they look like to me. I can't really get a light going here. Hopefully you guys can see those in there. It's probably not focusing in too well, so my apologies on that. But these look to be a little bit beefier and stronger, so I don't expect these to break at all. Hopefully Arrma will come out with Willy Bar when they do probably a BXL version or something like that, or make this thing brushless. So appreciate it, Tech Buyers Guru, on that. If this was brushless, how would it compare to the Red Cat? Well, this one may be a little bit more expensive than the Red Cat, but this one's going to come with the slipper clutch and stuff. Now, the Red Cat one does come with lights, but we don't know what Arrma's going to do with their brushless version, so we can't really compare it to that until they come out with one. When they do, we can do a comparisons with that, but I don't want to say, oh, this one's got that and that one doesn't, because Arrma has not released that one yet. But I'm pretty sure they're going to release, when they release it, it's going to be just as innovative as this one. So we'll have to see what Arrma has and what they're going to do for that. The truck runs for $239. Let's see it run more. Okay, I'm actually going to run this thing again tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that, RC World. See, you answered that right there. I'm a little bit slow on these. A lot of questions are coming in, or some of them I'm not able to get to them. Can you eat soup out of that chassis? You can. That's my RC. I don't think I am. But this is a thick chassis. It did get some dirt and stuff in here when I ran it, which was expected because I was running it actually hard. Guys, I wanted to see how this thing was going to handle in that terrain. So OMG RC's in the house. What's going on? I did want to see how this was going to handle out in that terrain, because if you guys have watched my videos before, you know that I have broke some cars out there. And not saying that this one at some point in time wouldn't break, but I've ran this like I ran my other cars, and I hit some of those rocks and scraped and all that, and it actually handled well. I think someone said about it bouncing around a lot. Well, it's hitting a lot of uneven terrain everywhere out there, so that's one reason why I took it there, because I wanted to see how these tires performed and how the shocks held up. I wanted to make sure the shock caps weren't going to just break off, because it did flip a lot, and I didn't have any problems with the shock caps popping off or anything. So let's see. What's going on, Josh? How long does the include battery take to charge? Oh, I just charged it up. I didn't charge it on the wall charger. I don't know what the amperage is on this wall charger. I'm trying to look at it now. So probably with the wall charger, it's probably going to take you, 5 to 6, 7 hours to charge it. You guys probably can't see that. It's not focusing in too well. I'm not sure how this looks when I'm going live either. I'm not really moving the camera live. So give me a thumbs up if this video looks good or not. I just got a very bad connection, so let me know how this looks. Run it live, JT. How about this, Carlos? I'm going to run this sucker live in about an hour. It's going to be in the dark and it's going to be outside, but how about that? I'm going to run this thing live so you guys can see me run it live. Are the shocks threaded body? No, they're not threaded body. Arrma does include some extra shock spacers here with this. So you do have a few, but the way it was set up out the box, I thought it was fine. They may do that on a brushless version. I'm not sure. Like I said, I can't really, got some thumbs up, so I'm assuming the connection is good. So I'm not sure if they're going to, on the brushless version, include threaded body shocks or not. They may do that. They may include some adjustability on that, but we'll just, like I said, have to wait and see what they do for that. Picture is pixelated and is breaking up. My apologies for that. There's not too much I can do. I am on a Wi-Fi, and I do have 300 megabits per second, so it's probably going on with this phone or something. So other things with this card I didn't really talk about in the unboxing. It does come with the T-style, which is kind of a Dean's type connector. What else did I not mention in the unboxing? Oh, there's something else too. This has 14mm hexes, I believe. Now, there are a couple of cars out there now that are including 14mm hexes. And there is a new release for some tires and wheels. And I'm going to actually buy a set. I don't want to say too much about it now until I actually get them. But I did see some Speed Hawks on, it may be Horizon Hobbies. So you guys might want to check that out. Somebody asked me in one of my low-C 10MT videos about some tires and wheels and putting the Stampede ones on there or buying 12mm hexes. And I did see some 14mm tires and wheels now. Now, those tires and wheels also come with an adapter for 12mm hexes. So I do plan on purchasing a set of those and running them on my car. So I'm going to purchase a set on here and run them on here. And then I'm also going to run on some other cars. I do want to kind of do a review of those tires and wheels as well. Oh, I appreciate it, man. I know you weren't complaining. You cleared it up, so I appreciate that. I like the slipper clutch. The center diff, for the most part, and I'm not saying it for this car, but for some of the other cars that I had, the center diff is more for, to me, would be more for an 8 scale. I mean, you can use it on some 10 scales, but I prefer a slipper clutch. You know, a center diff, you just have to do a lot of adjustability. You have to do different weight oil, stuff like that. So I personally prefer a slipper clutch over a center diff for 10 scale car, especially cars like this, especially a brush car. If this was brushless, I still would prefer a slipper clutch. If it was 8 scale, I'd rather go with a center diff because it's just going to have more power and stuff to it. But that, like I said, Andrew says the center diff is for rocky locations. Yeah, and today when I ran it, the center diff might have helped it out a little bit better. But I just, like I said, me personally, I would rather have in something like this a slipper clutch. And it made it easy for me to adjust it and stuff. So how does it compare to a Stampede 4x4? You guys really want to see that. If I get 5 thumbs up right now, I will break out a Stampede 4x4 to do a side-by-side comparisons. So let's see if we get 5 thumbs up. If we get that, I will break one out. Do 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 do. Uh-oh, I got 1. Uh-oh, I got 2. Oh, what the? Somebody cheated. Somebody cheated. All right, guys. I'll go ahead and I will. Oh, gosh. Oh, what the? You guys are cheating, man. Y'all can't be doing that. Well, I did say thumbs up. Oh, Carlos gave a thumbs down. Oh, he subtracted 1 from them thumbs, y'all. All right. I do have my Stampede 4x4 here. It is a brushless VXL version, so I will show you guys as far as a size comparisons between the two. Now, my Stampede is modified and is hooked up. So, Carlos, Aaron and Aaron just rebuked your thumbs down. So, anyway, this is my Stampede 4x4. I have done modifications to this. It has the light bars on there. It has a sway bar set. It's got different tires and wheels. It's got modified wheelie bar on there. It's got a different brushless system. So I'm not going to run these two against each other because it's not going to be a fair comparison. Stampede 4x4 is $399. I believe it was $459, and it went down without the battery and stuff in it. But the VXL version's $399 without the battery and charger. But it's not going to come like this. You're not going to have these Proline caps and stuff like that on there. So we're not going to do this has got that, because this one's just got more on it. If I had a brush Stampede 4x4, we could do somewhat of a comparisons. But you guys see, I don't know if you can see that, where I got a lot of comments coming in. You see the height difference. So the Granite is lower than the Stampede 4x4. I have this down just a little bit, but this is stock out the box. So you see, as far as that's concerned, you see as far as width, length, and all that, they're basically the same size. And that can be almost the same said for the two-wheel drive Granite. The two-wheel drive Granite does sit lower than the two-wheel drive Stampede 4x4. And there is a world of difference between the two. So with the bodies off, oh gosh, I got to take these screws off. Oh. You guys in your thumbs up. Whoever gave 5 thumbs up, I think 2 or 3 of you guys did that. I'm going to get y'all. Wait till y'all ask me a question on Facebook. I'm just going to give you 5 thumbs up to you. That's going to be the answer. So taking these bodies off and doing a comparison, you guys see there. The Stampede 4x4, like I said, I got a lot more in there. So you guys see the comparisons to that as far as modifications go. This is adjustable, but this comes with this adjustments on there. So you don't have to buy any aftermarket unless you just want to be able to adjust to put different bodies on here. But you guys see some of the differences there with that. So there, I got it out. You see the drive shaft here compared to now in the front, I have the stock drive shaft. So yes, the ones on the Arrma, I can just feel it. They are thicker. I don't have something to measure with, but if you guys can see that there, they are thicker. So the Arrma does come with thicker drive shafts on it. Bring out the Red Cat too. I got all that stuff in other rooms and cars and other places. So at some point in time, I will bring out Red Cat and a couple other cars just to do some side-by-side comparisons. Not to say one's better than the other, but just to show you guys some of the differences. But I will have a video put up where I talk about, and it's probably going to be next week or so, where I talk about cars. I'm going to talk about cars and gifts for people for Christmas. Because there's a lot to choose from out there, and I've had a lot of cars, guys. I mean, I really, really have had a lot of RC cars, and I plan on having a lot more. And it's not going to be don't buy this because this company sucks or this company just costs too much. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion of what I think is out there, the price range, because not everybody wants to spend, $300, $400, $500 on an RC car. Some people want to get it as a gift. Oh, I still get more thumbs up. Okay. I can't compare anything else. And give some away. I may have some giveaways. I don't know about RC car giveaway, but yeah. We'll see about the rest of that. I'm kind of gritting my teeth with that. Let me see. There's a couple of questions and stuff coming through as well. Do I like, I don't know if you're asking me, do I like the Arrma? Yeah, Speed Treads. There you go. The Vindicator. And they got another one out there as well. I'll put some links once I post this video up to where you guys can see them. Because they have that, and it's another one too. They both look very, very aggressive, nice looking tread. And they're like $24 a pair. I think they even give you free shipping at Horizon. So you're looking at $50 for some tires and wheels that have some mean, aggressive looking tread. But I do want to buy a pair and test it. So if you guys want to wait a week for me to get it, then yeah. Then if not, you get them and you tell me how they are. So that's Marcy said, I just joined. I'm trying to go through some of these comments here. I see a whole bunch of eyes. I didn't say eyes, man. Y'all scaring me with that. Got all them eyes all over the place. Spam. So that's between the Stampede 4x4 and the Arrma Granite. So that's just like I said. The Arrma Granite is going to sit lower. If you look at it as far as if this was a brush one, this does have thicker drive shafts on it. The Stampede 4x4 brush version, I'll have to get one and just show you guys the comparisons between the two as well with that. But that's enough of this. We'll put this to the side. I do like the color I painted this body though. I had to get a similar color or something like that to put that on there. So anyway, this body is just as tough as the other body, so I don't expect this to be torn up anytime soon. There were a couple of things. You see those little red marks in there? So I may put a little tape on there because they're also right here. So I may get some tape strips or something like that and put on there to protect this body from rubbing on the top of that, or maybe get some of those Dan foam body spacers and put on there the thin ones to keep that from rubbing on there. So I'm gonna try to go to this Arrma event. So for you guys that may or may not have seen it, Arrma has a big event in Springfield, Illinois next Saturday. It's on October 20th, I think that's Saturday. And it's called Armageddon. I did put a video up talking about it, and it said Falcon Hobbies. And it's from like, I think 12 to 6. And it's a big bash session. I mean, they got tug of war contest, a jumping contest. They got like a dash contest and stuff like that. If you guys are in Georgia and you've been to any of the events that I've hosted, and it's gonna be similar to that, where we had a tug of war contest and all that. And y'all know I had my outcasts out there, and on that demolition derby, man, I was trying to kill them. On the jumping, I couldn't get too many videos of the jumping because I was trying to drive and jump, and sometimes it's hard for me to drive and film at the same time. But we had a tug of war contest, and we had a couple other things as well. So they plan on doing something like that. So if you guys look, I think my last maybe 3 or 4 videos ago, I did post a video up about that, and you guys can see that out there. If you guys can come, that would be great. I'm not 100% sure if I can go. I'm in Atlanta, so what's going on, Tommy? Yeah, this is like I said, guys. For some of you guys that are just joining, if you want to ask a couple questions, I'll go ahead and answer that. I did go through some of the things of this car. Didn't have any problems, any issues. First time I ran it, the slipper clutch was loose, but it only took me a minute or two to tighten it up with this tool. I put several videos that Arrma has created in the unboxing of it, so you guys can like see how to do like adjustments and stuff like that with it as well. So it only took a few minutes, and I can probably try to pop this off with one hand. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. There we go. Ah, we got it. We got it. If I can get this with one other hand. Come on, y'all. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. I think I got it. I think I got it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Arrma doesn't recommend this with one hand. So with two hands, it's just you see this is spring. This is a spring in here. And you just push that forward, and bam, you got access to the slipper clutch. You just take this, put this right in there, and I do recommend what Arrma said. You put this on the ground and you turn the tires in the rear with your hands, just kind of moving it forward or moving it backwards. I won't recommend putting it down and trying to push it because that's just going to put strain and stuff elsewhere. But that's what I do recommend you guys do if you have to tighten this up. I had to tighten mine up because it was a lot looser than that. So, but it was easy. I didn't have to unscrew this, and you cannot put like needle nose pliers or anything in there because that's just going to strip this out. So I do recommend that you keep this tool. This tool is gold. And if you lose it, I think you're going to lose it, go ahead and order another one. You could probably also find a wrench too that's that size and put it in there. I know some of you guys have a lot of tools. So let me see. Hold on. There's some stuff coming through. Yeah, he's done that before. What is the speed of the truck? I'm going to try to do some speed runs tomorrow with this truck. Probably during the evening. I do too want to see how fast it is on... oh, sorry, I just got a crook in my neck, y'all. Been on this... We've been on here for what, 30 minutes? 34 minutes? I do want to see how fast this is. It says 30 miles per hour. You guys can see that right there. 30 miles per hour. So we're going to see if we can hit that. I'm going to run it with the nickel metal battery, and then I'm going to run it with a 2S LiPo so we can see some of the speeds on here as well. So I think it was Adrian that said hi. They just came on. No problem, Lamar. I try to get as much as I can to you guys because I know that, you know, everyone wants to know what's good with cars and kits. Everyone wants to know, do they get their money's worth and all that. And like I said, for the price you pay for this, $239, I don't think you can beat it with some of the innovative stuff in it. You guys saw some of the videos where Arrma talked about the shocks and stuff on it. You see this plastic is real beefy here. It's not thin plastic or anything. So I don't anticipate anybody breaking this right off the bat. I don't anticipate anybody getting this and running it and drive shaft snapping or anything either. Let's see. It's going to be hex. These are not Phillips heads. You can't see it too well, but it's all Phillips. There's no, all hex. I'm sorry. There's no Phillips in there. Is that Phillips on the back? No, that's hex. You guys can see that in there. I can't really see, couldn't see it that well myself. But I know it's all hex hardware. So, yeah, the BLX model, that's two-wheel drive. So, Jesus is God. What's going on, fam? Let's see. I think, as far as Black Friday sales, I don't know, but y'all know I'm going to put that stuff up. So Black Friday for RC car companies, I'm going to tell you guys this, and I'll give you, I got a crook in my neck, y'all, sorry. So I'm moving around somewhat. There are a couple of things, there are a couple of companies I know that do deals. I know Castle does one, and you got to get on there early with Castle, because Castle will sell out of stuff early. And they'll have a special link where you can order stuff. I remember a couple years ago, they had motors and ESCs for like $20 or something, or $25. And it was funny because I actually put the order in and I was getting ready to hit submit and then my phone rang and then it was late and I said, oh shoot, but I still had it up. So I went ahead and put the order in and they honored it. They had some 8-scale systems and stuff for sale. I know Thunder Power does some sales on LiPos. And a couple other people do as well. I know Proline may have some. Tower may have a couple as well. And I know Horizon and also A-Main. You just have to be able to tune in for that. A-Main does Black Friday sales, and they sometimes do 12-day or Christmas sales and 2 months before Christmas sales too as well. So if I start getting that information, what I'll do is, if you guys want to know, I'll just go ahead and put it out there. I'll keep you guys posted because there are some good deals sometimes. Brushless yet? I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't heard anything about a brushless. No, I don't rebuild brush motors anymore. There's not too much need to. Most of them are going to be kind of this closed in-bill like this. And brush motors run about $20 and stuff now. So kind of if you burn one up, you can just purchase another one. But a lot of companies are honoring brush motors and stuff. So if you burn one up, they'll honor sending you another one. Now, you guys don't get wild and crazy and say, oh, I burned up a motor like every other week and continuously get companies to send you stuff. Because, you know, they'll honor and they want to support their products. But, you know, just try to not take advantage of that too much unless you are continually burning them up. There was one thing I did think about, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not. I don't have that drive shaft in it, and I thought about running this two-wheel drive. That may be too much strain on it, so we'll see. There is something I am thinking about. I haven't heard if Arrma was going to release a stadium truck four-wheel drive version or not. But this is the same length and width of a stadium truck. So I am thinking about probably taking these side pieces off. And I'm pretty sure they come off. Yeah, I see some holes and stuff in there. Getting some smaller tires and wheels. And converting this to a four-wheel drive stadium truck. There's only a very few out there. I know there's the ECX Circuit 4x4 and stuff. So that may be something I do as well. So do I rebuild brush motors? No, I just buy them. And I don't have that many, but I do have, and I am maybe thinking about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I do have the Red Cat 550 size 19 turn motor in which you can run 3S LiPo on. Sorry, I was trying to get this on. Which you can run a 3S LiPo on that motor. I'm not saying this kit. And I do have an ESC that can run or handle a 3S LiPo. So that may be something I may do for this just to kind of play and just to see what it can do. Because I have done that before. I'm switching out systems. But like I said, as far as it's running now, it's been running fine. And like I said, It's probably gonna, once the motor breaks in, I'll probably get another mile or two faster. So I am gonna run it a little bit before I do my speed runs. So I'll probably run another pack or two. I'm gonna run it tonight. Yes, I'll go live tonight and I'll run it tonight. So it will be at night, so you guys don't complain if it's a little pixelated. So, but I will take it out and run it again tonight for you guys. So I was trying to see, looking forward to seeing you run. Okay, no problem, man. Like I said, got to get a little something in my stomach too, because I did a little training stuff, and I am a little bit hungry. So, are there any more questions about this truck? I mean, the tires and wheels are going to be the same size as the two-wheel drive. I think this is about 3 inches and this is about 5 inches, but it does come with foam. It's an excellent compound. As you guys saw when I was driving it, it wasn't too soft to where it made the truck traction roll, and it wasn't too loose as far as I wasn't getting any traction at all. So it was just right for this truck. It really was. I mean, there's very few cars where you kind of get just the right tire compound. The Red Cat TRMT 10E was, I thought, a good compound as well for that truck. Tower Hobbies is selling the new okay, castle system. All right. Get you some tacos. Man, I got some pizza and I'm going to eat. So I'm going to eat me a couple pieces of Papa John's and I'm going to go run this. And then I'm going to come back and I got to work on a couple other things. So, all right, guys. Any more questions on this? I'll give you guys a couple minutes. I know people kind of joined in and probably looking through some things going on. I haven't, like I said, I haven't had any issues, problems. I enjoyed running. I'm going to run it again tonight. Yeah, I know I'm fiending. So when I'm feeling like that, I do enjoy driving it. I do like the look of the truck. I really like, you can't see it too much or too well here, this little side step there, because it just makes it look, you know, meaner in a lot of aspects to me. It just makes it look more like a, you know, a monster truck. You guys can see that better from that angle and know that's not part of the stand either. I love these little body clips that are attached to the body on here. This just makes it so easy. Paint scheme is good as well. I do wish that Arrma would include some extra stickers. Just maybe a sheet, maybe that has Arrma on it, you know, the name of the truck or car, something like that. I think that would be nice if they could do that. Maybe they can start doing that in the future with some of their cars, because I do like extra stickers. And if you got another body, you would want to put those stickers on there. Even if you didn't get an Arrma body, you would still want to kind of identify your truck. So how does it compare to Stampede 4x4? I did that a little bit earlier, so I'm going to end this probably in a few minutes, and then you can backtrack and watch that. I did put the Stampede 4x4 down just to do kind of a side-by-side comparisons. Now, my Stampede has been modified, so it's not a fair comparisons apples to apples with it. But size-wise, they're the same size. This is going to be a little bit lower to the ground, so it does handle better too with it being lower to the ground. And if you're comparing it to the brush Stampede 4x4, this tire compound's a lot better. This is going to be a lot cheaper. The brush one's $299. This is $239. They both come with 2.4 gigahertz radios, but this one comes with an actual 3-channel radio. And there is a 3rd channel, you know, right there that you could use for it. So it comes with a great radio with it. Batteries, the brush one comes with a 3000. This is a 2400. This charges up to about 2550 milliamps. The drive shafts, as I pointed out earlier, these are a little bit thicker with this. So, but this is going to have a lot more innovative features to it than the Stampede 4x4. I mentioned earlier about adjusting the slipper clutch and how easy it is to do that, and taking this drive shaft out back and forth. We'll squeeze this back in here real quick because we're going to get ready to run it shortly. So yeah, I may do a 4-wheel drive truck shootout in the future. Maybe a couple months down the road, I'll get all, but I'm not gonna just do the 4-wheel drive trucks. I'm gonna do 2-wheel drive and all that. So I'll probably do that at some point. I want to make sure that when I do the shootouts, that the trucks are in box stock form and that they're in good running condition. I don't want to get a truck that's 5 months old and run against a truck that's a week old. You know, that's not going to be a fair comparison. So we'll see what happens with that. But I do plan on doing some shootouts and stuff. I am working on the website as well. It's not up yet, and I'm not going to give you guys the URL. But I am working on a website as well. You guys will see a lot of this out there. You can also support me and buy some t-shirts if you want. I'm not going to force you guys to do that. But I will have t-shirts out there. But I will be doing a lot of stuff with that. It will tag into Facebook too, because I do post a lot of new stuff on Facebook as well. So let's see. There's one or two more questions, and then I will end this. You keep flashing that sentence. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, I got my sentence back there. I just put these up. So I got a sentence a couple days ago, version 2, and I love that thing, and I got some more videos of that thing coming up as well. So you guys will see running videos of that. I got a couple of cars that I got coming from overseas. I'll probably looking at getting those orders and stuff in soon, because I want to let you guys know about those particular cars. And if you're going to order them, you need to order them soon. I know some people say, oh, it's cheap and it's coming from overseas, but some of these cars I've gotten from overseas have actually been pretty good. So we'll see how some of that fares out in the next week or two when I get those and review those as well. So far I haven't had any problems with any of my cars overseas. I did get the VRX Octane, and I did break that drive shaft, but that's a common problem on that. I was able to replace that with one of the Helium parts. They're the same car. So how does it jump? We're going to find out tomorrow how it jumps. I'm going to jump this sucker tomorrow. I do have a video that I ran it in some tall grass. It only lasted about, because my LiPo was about dumped anyway. And I did jump it a little bit there, but I wanted to see how this thing fared up in taller grass. I think the grass came up to right about here on it. And it ran well. Didn't have any problems. It's just my LiPo dumped. Oh, and one other thing. I'll tell you guys. I ran this thing back to back. I ran it with the nickel metal, then I ran it with a 2S LiPo. And after I ran it, I didn't have my temp gun on it, but I put my hands on the motor, and I was able to hold it there. It wasn't steaming hot or anything like that. So after I ran it, like I told you guys, I did do just minor maintenance on it. I blew the motor out, dust off the motor, and I am going to put a little bit more oil on the bushings as well. So all right, guys. Well, let me grab a quick bite to eat. If you guys don't mind, you're going to let me eat, and then probably in about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less, I will go live and I will run this one more time for the night. It's just going to be in front of Hobbytown, USA, Duluth. That's one of the areas I run it. So I'm going to run it up there, and I'm going to run it on 2S LiPo. I'm not going to run it on nickel metal. So I'll probably maybe take 2 LiPos, but we can actually see how long the truck runs as well. I got a Papa John's pizza. I'm finna tear up. I got a Works pizza, so. So all right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching Supreme. All Supreme. I'm a carnivore. And you guys stay tuned for a couple more videos of this. I'm gonna run this some more. I'm gonna take it to the park. I'm gonna do some speed runs with it, and I may do a durability montage. I'm gonna take it to the skate park and stuff as well. So we're gonna take it through its paces and see what this thing can do. But so far, guys, so good. For the price you pay for it and what you get here, I think it's a good deal. So you guys, as always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.